Hi, my name is Shay Batchelder, and I'm the owner and founder of Casler Financial. I've been providing income tax preparation services for almost 20 years now, and I've recently started providing representation services during the non-busy time of year. Um, and I just wanted to take a minute to go over kind of how I run my business and what the procedure would look like if you are thinking about becoming a client of mine. So I do operate a 100% virtual office, and I have a secure portal through my website for document sharing. And I use DocuSign to collect signatures when the return is complete. So that makes the process really easy and smooth. You don't even have to leave your house to get your taxes done. So I do know that's not for everyone. And so I do offer limited in-person appointments during tax season here in the Portland metro area where I'm located. But I can serve clients worldwide as long as you have good internet access. So yeah, like I mentioned, I have a secure portal through my website for document sharing. So if you were to decide to become a client of mine, I would set you up with access to that portal. And at the beginning of tax season, which is coming up here, so probably in a couple weeks, you'll receive an email from that secure portal with access instructions. And once you're logged in there, you'll answer a series of questions just so I have an idea of any changes that might have taken place during the prior year. And you'll sign my engagement letter saying that you do want me to prepare your return, and then there'll be a space to start uploading your documents. So as a new client, one of the most important things that I'll need to see is a copy of your most recently filed tax return, so the last year's tax return. So that will want to be one of the first things that you upload to that portal, and then obviously any other pertinent tax information for the current year. So usually in the off season, if I have someone interested in services, I'll set up a phone call or a Zoom meeting or a video chat to see if we're a good fit for each other. But during January through April, things get a little crazy for us in the tax industry, and I just don't have time to do that. So that's kind of one of the reasons that I'm making this video. So you can come here, see who I am, get an idea of how the business operates, and decide if you would like to use my services. So once you get logged into the secure portal, upload your documents. If you'd like a price quote, I can do that pretty easily by looking at the prior year return. So like I said, that would want to be the first things that you upload to the portal. Once you have everything in, let me know. And as long as nothing is missing or there aren't any additional follow-up questions, I like to have a pretty short turnaround time. So I will have it back to you within a week, maybe even sooner. When it's complete, you'll get a copy of the return for review shared with you through that same secure portal, so you can log in and take a look at it there. If you also get at the same time a DocuSign request, and if everything looks good there, you can just go ahead and sign, and I will take care of the rest. If there are things that you're confused about, or you'd like more information, or if you have questions, just reach out to me and we can set up a phone call or a quick Zoom to go over things. I really want to make sure that all your questions are answered and that you understand your situation before you sign off on your return. So once you sign that everything looks good and that you're ready to file, you'll pay my invoice, which will come in a separate email from QuickBooks Online. For payments, I do accept credit, debit, and if it's easier for you to Venmo or Cash App, you can definitely do that as well. And then I would just apply it to the QuickBooks invoice. So once your return is paid, I will electronically file all of it for you, your federal and state returns, everything that needs to go. Occasionally, especially here in Oregon in the Portland area, there's some local returns that have to be mailed in. So if that's your situation, we'll coordinate on how to get those to you, but most things can be filed electronically. I do also want to mention that I have the capability of taking your tax preparation fees out of your refund if you would prefer that. I do have to use a third-party bank to offer that service, so there is some additional charges on their end in order to provide that to you, but it can be a convenient way to pay your tax preparation fees out of your refund if that is something that you would like to do. Once your return has been e-filed, the IRS usually deposits refunds within 2 to 3 weeks. Sometimes it can be delayed for any number of reasons. So I usually advise my clients to check the IRS website. It's irs.gov/refunds, and you just need your social security number, your filing status, and your refund amount, and that can give up-to-date information on where it's at in processing. If you have a balance due, I have instructions on my website for how you would go about paying those amounts due. And no matter when we e-file your return, you do have until the filing deadline, which is April 17th this year, 2023, to pay your balance due. So just because we're getting it done and e-filing it doesn't mean that you have to pay what you owe until the due date. And even then, if you don't have all of it, I recommend paying as much as possible. And as long as it's filed on time, the penalties are minimal. They do charge a late payment penalty and some interest for anything received after the April 17th deadline, but the main penalties, the big ones that get you, are for not filing at all. So if you're anticipating owing, don't let that scare you away from at least getting it filed. That's to your benefit. So yeah, and then the process is complete until next year. But I am available year-round for questions and consulting. And one of my favorite things to do is just educate people when they have questions about taxes or business structures or just ways to save money. So I'm definitely a good resource for that. And I love helping people with taxes. So I'm always happy to answer questions. It's a little harder in January through April because I am so busy just preparing the returns themselves, but I try to make myself available as much as possible. And I'm excited for this upcoming tax season. I have room for probably about 20 to 25 new clients this year. So if you are looking for a new tax expert to help you out and reduce some of the stress of taxes in your life, I would love to be considered. Please reach out by email or phone, and I look forward to working with you. Thanks.